Stress is an uninvited guest that shows up at our door every day. Whether it's the pressure to meet deadlines, manage relationships, or deal with unexpected events, it seems like stress has become a part of modern life. But what if I told you that this overwhelming feeling doesn't have to control you? What if I said you can face stress head-on and find peace, even in the chaos? Ancient wisdom has been whispering this truth for centuries. Wisdom we can tap into right now. Today, we're exploring how the Stoics, philosophers from over 2,000 years ago, faced their own challenges and what we can learn from their profound insights. In a world filled with uncertainties and pressures, the Stoics understood that life is inherently unpredictable and often difficult. Instead of striving to eliminate stress from their lives, they focused on cultivating resilience and mastery over their responses. They believed that while we cannot control external events, we can control our perceptions, attitudes, and reactions to those events. This shift in perspective is crucial. Rather than viewing stress as an insurmountable obstacle, the Stoics taught us to see it as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. By embracing our hardships and learning to respond with reason and composure, we can transform stress into a powerful teacher, guiding us toward greater emotional strength and wisdom. Their teachings remind us that the true art of living lies not in avoiding life's challenges, but in navigating them with a Stoic mindset, one that prioritizes inner peace, acceptance, and the relentless pursuit of virtue amidst chaos. Let's begin. 1. The nature of stress. Stress is essentially a survival mechanism that alerts us when something in our environment feels off balance or out of control. It's our body and mind's way of signaling that we need to pay attention to a potential challenge or threat. However, stress itself isn't inherently negative. It's simply an automatic response designed to protect us. The real problem arises in how we interpret and react to it. When faced with uncertainty or pressure, our emotions can quickly take the lead, amplifying the situation and clouding our judgment. We often let our immediate emotional reactions, like frustration or anxiety, dictate our actions. This creates a spiral effect, where instead of managing the situation logically, we become overwhelmed by feelings, which heightens the sense of stress. The key isn't to eliminate stress, but to change how we respond to it. By taking a step back and assessing the situation with a clearer mindset, we can regain control, prevent emotional overreactions, and handle challenges more effectively. The Stoics believe that most of our suffering doesn't come from external events, but from how we perceive those events. Think about that for a second. The traffic jam on your way to work, the rude comment from a coworker, these things don't inherently cause stress. It's the meaning we attach to them. 2. The Stoic approach to stress. The Stoics believe that the key to reducing stress and living a peaceful life lies in understanding what we can and cannot control. This is where the dichotomy of control comes in. It's a straightforward yet powerful idea. Some things are within our control, while others are not. What's within our control? Our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes. These are the things we have direct influence over, and focusing on them gives us power and clarity. On the other hand, things like other people's opinions, external events, or the outcomes of certain situations are beyond our control. The Stoics taught that when we waste energy trying to change what we cannot control, we only create more frustration and stress. Instead, they advised letting go of these uncontrollable factors and turning our attention inward, toward our reactions and mindset. By accepting this, we can reduce unnecessary anxiety and focus on what truly matters: how we choose to respond to life's challenges. Imagine you're at work and a project gets canceled after you've spent weeks on it. The initial reaction might be frustration or anger. But here's where Stoic wisdom steps in. Ask yourself, Can I control the decision to cancel the project? If the answer is no, then why let it consume you? What you can control is how you respond. You can choose to learn from the experience, improve your skills, or pivot to something new. This principle isn't about being passive. It's about being smart with your energy. Don't waste it fighting battles you can't win. Instead, pour it into what you can influence. 3. Anchoring yourself with perspective. Another key lesson from the Stoics is the transformative power of perspective. In our fast-paced lives, it's all too easy to magnify our problems, allowing stress to take center stage and overshadow our well-being. When faced with challenges, we often spiral into a cycle of worry, blowing issues out of proportion and losing sight of what truly matters. The Stoics taught the importance of stepping back to gain clarity and context. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, exemplified this approach through his reflections on the vastness of the universe. He often considered how infinitesimally small his personal troubles were in the grand scheme of things. By reminding himself of the broader context of existence, he could deflate the significance of his immediate concerns. This practice allowed him to maintain a sense of calm and perspective, no matter how turbulent life became. In applying this Stoic principle, we too can learn to recognize that our daily struggles, while challenging, are often temporary and relatively minor when viewed against the larger backdrop of life. This shift in perspective empowers us to respond to stress with resilience, cultivating a mindset that prioritizes growth and acceptance over anxiety and despair. When you're feeling overwhelmed, take a moment to zoom out. Will this problem matter in a week, a month, a year? Often, the answer is no. By gaining perspective, you reduce the emotional weight of the situation and allow yourself to respond more calmly. 4. Practice inner calm. The Stoics also understood the profound importance of cultivating inner calm as a fundamental aspect of navigating life's uncertainties. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, emphasized that while we cannot always control the events that occur around us, we do have the power to control our responses and preparations for those events. One of the most effective practices he advocated was premeditatio malorum, which translates to premeditation of evils. This technique involves consciously imagining the worst-case scenarios that could arise in various situations, allowing individuals to mentally rehearse their reactions to potential difficulties. While it may initially seem pessimistic or negative, this practice is actually a powerful strategy for building resilience. By contemplating possible challenges in advance, individuals can diminish the shock and emotional impact when they do occur. Instead of being overwhelmed by fear or anxiety, they cultivate a sense of readiness and acceptance. This mental preparation not only helps in minimizing distress, but also fosters a greater appreciation for the present moment. When we realize that we can withstand adversity, we empower ourselves to face challenges with a calm and balanced mindset, ultimately transforming stress into an opportunity for growth and strength. By mentally preparing for setbacks, the Stoics found they could face life storms without being caught off guard. If you think through a stressful situation ahead of time, you won't be as shaken when it happens. You're not wishing for bad things, but you're ready for them, should they come. This is a habit we can adopt in modern life. Instead of worrying endlessly, we can anticipate challenges and prepare ourselves mentally. By doing this, stress loses its edge. 5. The power of acceptance. At the heart of Stoicism lies the transformative concept of acceptance, which serves as a foundation for navigating life's inevitable challenges. The Stoics understood that denial of reality only leads to deeper suffering and frustration. They didn't advocate for a blind optimism where everything is brushed off as fine, regardless of the circumstances. Instead, they embraced a practice of radical acceptance, an honest acknowledgement of the situations they faced, no matter how difficult or painful. This means confronting hardships head-on, recognizing them as part of the human experience, rather than resisting or complaining about them. By accepting reality as it is, rather than how they wished it to be, the Stoics found a sense of liberation. They taught that while we cannot control what happens to us, we can control our response. This shift in perspective empowers individuals to move beyond feelings of helplessness and despair, allowing them to focus their energy on what they can change and influence. In doing so, acceptance becomes a powerful tool for resilience, helping us cultivate inner strength and peace even amidst chaos. This doesn't mean you shouldn't work to change things when you can, but when you encounter something beyond your control, like illness, loss, or failure, the healthiest thing you can do is accept it and move forward. Fighting against reality only deepens your stress. A modern example might be losing a job. It's a tough situation, no doubt. You could spend days, even weeks, in a state of panic or frustration. Or you could take a stoic approach. Acknowledge what has happened, grieve if you need to, but then quickly turn your attention to what you can do next. Acceptance is not about giving up. It's about freeing yourself from the grip of unnecessary suffering. Conclusion: how to apply Stoic wisdom today. So, what can we take from this ancient wisdom in our fast-paced, stress-filled world? It boils down to a few key ideas. Focus on what you can control, keep things in perspective, prepare for life's challenges, and practice acceptance. We live in a time where it feels like stress is everywhere, but that doesn't mean we have to be its victim. The Stoics showed us that while we can't always change our circumstances, we can always change how we approach them. And in doing so, we find freedom, not from stress itself, but from its power over us. Take a deep breath. Remember what is within your control. And when life gets overwhelming, you'll have the tools to face it with strength and calm. Stress doesn't have to be the enemy. It's part of life, but with the right mindset and tools, it becomes something we can navigate with grace. The Stoics knew this well, and their wisdom is here for you, today, whenever you need it. Thank you for watching, and remember, the key to peace is often closer than you think.